everyone. Welcome to episode 148 of the Rangers Ed podcast, sponsored by Lucarelli Law. If you're in Florida or New York, call Lucarelli Law and tell them the boys at End sent you. If you need a lawyer, they're there for you. I am your host, producer PJ, tonight, filling in for Cousin Ed, here with Little Ed and Coach Ed. Little Ed, how are you? Where are you at now?
I am good, buddy. I am in Easton, PA. Quick stop in the morning, and then I got to continue on to northern New Jersey, and then hopefully back home from there. So I'm staying in the Grand Estonian. I haven't looked into it yet, but apparently this hotel has a lot of history. Walking through the lobby and stuff, there's like the old U.S. mail things, and then you see like the old mail chutes on every floor and stuff. So not going to lie, as soon as I got here, I laid on the couch for a minute to look around the area to see if there's anything I could check out, and I woke up an hour later. So couldn't really do anything before the show. So it is what it is. We'll have to come back.
Easton, Pennsylvania's Crayola factory, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the Crayola. Like you can walk there from the hotel. It's like literally right down the street. So yeah, the town looks very historic. Driving here was cool up the Delaware River. Which I was thinking, like, what part did George Washington cross? Because I think I could throw a baseball across the Delaware River at some point.
No, he crossed down by Philadelphia.
I know. I'm just kidding. It was just like I was thinking it. I was like, imagine if it's like one of those like myths that like, oh, he crossed this river, and it's like you can literally just run across it. But yeah, so it's a cool little area. Very like I said, a lot of historic, but a lot of like. I guess like lower class areas as well. So that was a little rough to drive through, but other than that, as usual, some cool stuff on the road. And glad to be with you guys.
Awesome. Coach, how's it going? Any update to the Seawolves going on? You had some games, right, recently?
We had a nice overtime winner at the Mattia Family Arena at Sacred Heart. It's a Division I college arena. It was exciting, always exciting to play there. And team beat us Saturday night 7-2, and we came back and beat them in overtime. It was there's nothing like an overtime win. I gotta say, it's probably like a walk-off home run in extra innings. It's great when you win, but when you lose, it sucks. But the win is very good. It's a good
all that
feeling.
build-up frustration. It's kind of ties in with the two last Rangers wins of that road trip.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
So stressful, and then you get that exuberation. But I have that Seawolf shirt for you tonight.
Nice.
It was time to rep it. But yeah, I guess we'll get right into it with the jersey profile, sponsored by our boy Mark Babbage of the Blue Line Blue Shirts. We got Brendan Lemieux here. Short stint it felt like a short stint with the Rangers. He came over in the Kevin Hayes trade at that deadline. He came over with a first-round pick as well. So at the time, it seemed like a pretty good trade. And he was kind of starting out really well, looking like a nice injection of energy with the team. I remember when he came over and, kind of went downhill after that a little bit. I think he ended up going, in a trade or ended up in Carolina, Flyers maybe, a bunch of teams. And I think now, what is he in the KHL? But he it seemed like he was going to be that next, pest for them. You see the videos here. He was always fighting Gordiel Hattrick there, and it seems like he had extra added skill. I don't know about you guys, but I was like excited for him when he first came over, and it kind of just didn't click after that.
I think he had like his good games and his bad games. I think he always tried to find an impact on the game, which was good, but we as fans wanted, I guess, a little bit more offense out of him. I mean, if you take that out of the equation, I thought he was a very good player. I mean, shout out to Mike, fan of New York Rangers, for putting together the card video and these clips of the Gordie Howe hat-trick against the Oilers on, I think, March 11th, if I'm not mistaken, from the graphic that I put up. We'll see it again in a minute. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. He was an entertaining player to watch. I was surprised at the contract that the Rangers gave him. I think it was like what, like $2 million or something like that for 3 years or something. Mm-hmm. So I don't I don't remember that being the case at the time, or like Cousin Ed being pissed off about that kind of a contract. So I guess at the time we were happy about it, you know. So yeah, obviously it didn't work out. Unfortunately, I think it didn't work out because of his attitude off the ice. Him and D'Angelo were buddies. Not to bring up anything political, but I think them two were both just a little bit of a locker room cancer at the time. So yeah, I think not to spread rumors or anything, but I think that was my speculation at the time. It was like that whole time with Georgiev, right? And like that whole situation.
Yeah, it just seemed, I think you're right. I mean, I guess we'll never know, but you can kind of read the tea leaves there. And like your fun fact, it says he was named after his father's former teammate with the Devils. Guess who?
Shanny.
Yep. Yeah. So obviously Claude Lemieux was Brendan Lemieux's father, and he was teammates with Brendan Shanahan. I guess very good friends, and he decided to name his son Brendan after him. So, little tidbit. Another little tidbit was Claude Lemieux didn't want him to play hockey. He thought he wanted him to like have a different path for himself, I guess, and like he didn't think he'd be able to make it because he was in his father's shadow. But he turned out to be a pretty good hockey player, and ended up getting drafted pretty high. Nowadays, it would be the first round, right? It was 31st pick overall by the Sabres. So I guess that would be like what the second to last pick of the first round these days. So
yep,
pretty high pick, Brendan Lemieux, and yeah, it didn't really pan out. Like I said, it's hard to have the right attitude on and off the ice, and that's what separates. Coach Ed says it all the time. That's what separates the elite and the good players from the rest.
Yeah, and I do know, it's funny, got traded with that first round pick to the Rangers, and then the Rangers flipped that right back to Winnipeg in the Trouba trade when they brought him over. So it's kind of funny how they ended up really never getting that pick after all. But at the time, it was a steal. Him and Pionk, that first round pick and Pionk went back. So it's kind of funny. It was like back-to-back trades there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was a good trade. I mean, but I like Brendan Lemieux, but obviously we don't see the locker room situations like Eddie was saying. And I like this style of play. I think that's the third, fourth liner type of guy you need. I thought it was a good signing at the time, but things go awry. Political issues, atmosphere, and in the locker room, on the ice, and that's the hard part with coaching. You have to separate. You have to bring the team together, the team bonding that we talk about all the time. You have to avoid those cliques, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for him in the Rangers.
Yep, fair enough.
Or anyone else for that matter, I guess. He's not even in the NHL anymore. But yeah, shout out to Mike. Thanks again for the video. Next week, I guess we didn't really have a number 49, so Mark is going to join us again for a little show and tell, something from his Ranger room to fill in the void for the jersey profile next week. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the video clips and the highlights as we're talking. It's cool. See that?
But yeah, for sure. Great job, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. All right, well, we'll move on. Since the last episode, the Rangers went 2-1, beating Edmonton 4-3 in overtime, Seattle 3-2 in overtime, both on the road, and last night, of course, a 3-0 loss at home to the Hurricanes. They also, in between, lost Urho Vakanainen to a lower body injury. They moved Rempe to the IR. Brendan Othman got sent down. They called up Yaroslav Hemelash. Believe it or not, that's how you say it, even though it couldn't be spelled like that at all. And they called up Mackey last night as a spare defenseman as well.
I thought it was like Schlemar. So we were pronouncing it wrong at rookie camp too.
Yeah. So he's from Czechia. And I remember when he came, it's spelled, if you sound it out, it looks like, Tremlar or something like that. But someone posted a video when he was over in Providence in college, and they showed how to pronounce it, and it's Hemelash. It's apparently some Czech wordish, but you would never know.
Interesting.
So, yeah, we'll see if he gets into a game or not. But
I mean, I saw that you sent over his, or somebody had it. I think I saw online. 6'5". What's he? 6'05", 6'5", 208 or something. It's a big boy.
Yeah, he can move. I mean, he's had a really good start in the AHL. And I know Sullivan said this, even though it's not, well, technically true if you look at what Gabe Perreault's doing, but he did say the coaches said he's the best player so far down there as far as forward goes. So
There's
Yeah,
no.
but you also keep in mind, PJ, I know you and Cuz are all excited about bringing up Perot, but you're not bringing up Perot to put him in Rempe's spot. You're
Nope.
bringing up a kid like this, 6'5" and 200 and change to fill in the third, fourth line role.
yeah, there's no
So I
secret.
think that's one of the key aspects.
Yeah, no secret to what Drury's trying to build there. I think.
oh yeah, between him and Rubric down there, and I'm totally on board, Coach. Like, and Little I can attest, we're both on the same page as far as it's enticing to bring up Perot now, especially with the lack of scoring at home. But let him just build that confidence and build his game down there. I love what I'm seeing. It's exciting to see a prospect like him with all the hype hitting so far. But the last thing you want to do is bring him up too early and expect him to be the savior and give him all that pressure. It's just we've seen this happen time and time again. So I give it at least
Right. I mean, the
Christmas.
complaints have been for the last few years that the Rangers are not good at bringing up their prospects and developing, and this is part of development. You know, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago on NHL Network, that's the trend that they're trying to push, that these kids are being brought up too young. Some of them hit, but some of them don't. So it's an iffy situation. So if you don't need to, I know the Rangers seem like they're struggling right now, but they're playing a good game. Let them learn the defensive 200-foot game and take it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's been the common complaint with all these prospects? Oh, the Rangers rushed him. Oh, they ruined his development.
Right.
So it's about time. Like, let him. He developed in college. Let him get used to the pro game, build his strength up, and it's great what he's doing. But yeah, the last thing you want is to bring him up, have him struggle, send him back down. You got to rebuild the confidence, and it's the same cycle we've been seeing with all these other prospects.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
Plus, he's got to deal with the media and stuff like that. Here, he's got to deal with the Rangers Ed podcast tearing into him in 2 weeks when he goes 4 games without a point. So it just let him be, let him cook. The Rangers will be fine without him. I know everyone's panicking again because they got shut out at home last night, but that's why I named this episode "The Duality of Rangerstown." That's just how the season's going to go. Like, the team is still going through the growing pains. But I wanted to backtrack and talk about Othman a little bit. I don't think since we kind of spent all of last episode talking about him getting called up, I think we should spend a little time about him getting sent down. You mentioned it, so I just didn't want to skip on and go on to the next thing. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? To me, when that happens, Sullivan had, I guess you could say, all the right things to say, but you said it, PJ, in the chat, that's exactly what he said when he got cut from training camp. So what are we doing here? What's the situation?
Yeah, it's disappointing. The fact after he got cut early in training camp and now only playing one game and getting sent down right away, it's just, and the fact that Sullivan's saying the same reasoning just shows maybe he's not learning from what Sullivan wants him to do. We saw in Calgary the defensive mistakes he made, and it just seems like Sullivan wants to pay attention to those details and things, and then you just worry about the kid's confidence. It's you could see he has confidence issues to begin with. It's clear he's been in his head for a while, as far as last year not scoring a goal in 22 games, been up and down, not making the team, any of the couple training camps he's been in. It's tough. I just wonder if he'll ever be back up or in a Rangers uniform again. Now Hemelash is in over him. You still got Berard. I feel like if and when Perreault ever comes up, that's it. I don't know, unless there's multiple injuries or he starts killing it. It's just, I don't want to give up on him, but it's just, at what point is it the end?
Yeah, it depends on the prospects you have down in the AHL, if they want to hold on to him for another season or they want to move him. And it's going to depend on a lot of things. It's going to depend on how their season's going. He might be valuable in a package to get a player they need for playoffs. There's a lot of variables involved. I don't know. He made that one glaring mistake, I remember, against Calgary on the goal where it was his man. But that game was just the whole team played like crap. So I'm not blaming one play on him, but
Yeah, but
Like we
those are
talked about
games,
this.
those are the games he needs to stand out to prove, like,
Yeah.
like Cooley,
No, I get it. But
Cooley last year, like the whole team was playing like crap, but Cooley was the guy that we can count on to at least provide us with some entertainment night in, night out.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't disagree with you, but what I'm trying to get to is,
So Othman should have dropped the gloves with someone, got into a scrap, hit
yeah, he
every
should
time
have did.
he was
He's
on
got to
the
make a
ice,
difference.
like,
Yeah.
and that's I'm sorry for cutting you off, but that's what I'm looking at in Hartford. Like Perot's putting up a point a game. Like Othman, we're not hearing anything about other than are we bringing him up? Are we sending him down? We don't hear anything about what he did at night in and night out, and that's a problem for me because like we keep saying, he's been there for 5 years, 6 years now.
Is it that long already? Jesus.
That was his 5th rookie camp, right? We said it a bunch of times when we were doing it.
Yeah, he was drafted in 21. He came over to the AHL in 23. I think it's his 4th season in the AHL.
Oh, so we went back to juniors after the one rookie camp, right?
Yeah, that was that whole stupid rule where
Yeah.
he was either to be the Rangers or juniors, which is
All right. So either way, whatever. He's had 5 cracks at it.
Yeah, I mean,
Plus plenty of call ups.
he needs to push it to that little bit more of a limit and be better. Like you said, make a difference whenever he's in the game. That's the bottom line. You got to show, hey, look, it's like trying out for every team, and it's hard when you're so successful at the junior level to not accept, like I said last week, not accept that you're going to be able to play at that level in the next level up, AHL, then the NHL. It's hard to accept that when you're the man. And
go ahead.
So it's a mental thing, and he's got to get through that and figure out what he needs to do to get to the NHL and be there. He needs to make a statement, get there, and then maybe he could develop some scoring and be a different player when he's 27, 28. It's not saying it's never going to happen, but he needs to get there and stay there for a while and figure out how he's going to be able to do that, what he needs to do in his game.
Yeah, I know he wasn't scouted as this, but I'll say it again. Like, I don't see him as that, like, top 6, like, shooting, scoring forward. I see him as the third line, like, scrappy, mixing it up type guy. And until he accepts that role, in my opinion, and it's clear, and you can take the positive to take away from this, maybe it'll take us into the next topic or another topic, is like it's clear what's important to Sullivan and the coaching staff. So I think that's the positive we could take out of it, that they're not just giving him the chance to be like, all right, yeah, go out and just try to score goals, like and sacrificing the little things. That's not what Sullivan and the Rangers are trying to teach right now, and I think that's a good thing.
It's just hard for me to comprehend. It's just hard for me to comprehend that, again, I deal with the frustration of coaching the players at my level. The tools they have at their disposal, instructional videos. When I played at Fordham, we had 4 games on the radio, and that was my excitement. There was no video cameras. There was nothing to watch yourself. These kids today have this all at their disposal. How Othman isn't watching himself play. If I want to get to the NHL, I'm watching every play I make. What can I do to get better? What did I do wrong there? What did I do right? Talk to coaches. I don't understand it. To do the same mistake over and over is my point, is to me insane.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. You would think, Sullivan said he's been saying this to him since the rookie games about the attentions to detail defensively, and being in the right position. And you would think, all right, that's what I'm going to focus on. Your scoring will take care of itself. Let me go down,
100%.
do that. And you would just think, like, let me focus defensively, just make the smart plays. I think that would enough to keep him in the lineup. Then, like you said, would have led maybe a couple, stinky gloves in front of the net, like chirping, like something like that, just to get action, get him into the game, do all those little things. Even if he didn't score, I think that'd be enough to keep him in, and then you build your confidence from there.
When you're that,
hey, how did Rempe get to the NHL?
Fight.
Yeah, exactly right.
He fought every game, like 6 games in a row. Then he said in that offseason, I'm going to work hard at skating. I'm going to work hard at this. He didn't take the fighting out 100%, but it's not all about fighting anymore. And he was more reliable.
Yeah. I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but I mean, I don't know from experience. I didn't make it anywhere near the NHL, but like I listen to enough podcasts and Chicklets interviews these guys all the time. It's like even Revo, he says it all the time. He's like, I woke up, I couldn't even believe I made it to the NHL. He's like, I just want to play one game. And he goes, then I played one game. He's like, now what do I do? Like, I just want to play 100 games. And now he's at like 912 or something like that. He might crack 1,000 this year. So like players like that, it's like you just got to play like to survive the next game.
Yeah.
And like when you're that young, like Othman, like you just got to like all in that Calgary game, all he had to do was like get into a scrap or like throw a couple hits, and that buys him another game. You know, like you got to stand out with the coach and just buy yourself another like live to see another day type of thing. Like you're not guaranteed when you're that young and not talented enough. And like I said, I don't see that talent. I saw Chris's comment before that he compared himself to Matthew Tkachuk. I don't hate that. Obviously, Matthew Tkachuk's a unicorn, but like that's the type of player. Like Matthew Tkachuk didn't get into the top 6 because of his skill. He gets into the top 6 by mucking it up, being at the right place at the right time. He's not out there dangling or sniping. Like, sure, he has some nice goals, but he gets all of his goals through hard work and down low and just being in the right place at the right time. And that's what Othman's got to do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just such a shame because, no one saw him getting called up this early because he wasn't putting up much stats to start. And it felt like there was a bone there. I thought maybe this was his chance, like kind of, a time early in the season, he got cut early. It was like a nice chance for him to redeem himself and stick around because there was a spot there again. And it's just the last one game and go down. I can't imagine what's going through his head. It's a shame. But
yeah, I mean, you got to give Parson credit because Rempe went down. He's getting a little more time and he's being effective. He's making plays. He drew in this 3-game win streak. He probably drew 3, maybe 4 penalties where it bolstered the team, situations like that. And again, he's making himself noticeable to the coaches for making some, and he got a goal. Didn't he get a goal against Vancouver? Parsonen? What was the game with the fourth? Oh, no, I bet it was the Sharks.
Yeah, Parsons.
So he's been pretty effective since he's in the lineup as far as scoring chances, his hockey IQ, cycling the puck, not giving the puck away in the offensive zone, causing bad turnovers, the back checking. So little stuff like that is what coaches notice at a third, fourth line players, and that gives the coaches confidence to put them out there. And, Parsons stepping up. He's not, like I said, he's not going to get 40 goals, but he's playing an effective third, fourth line role. And right now, that's why they don't have to bring up certain guys. And, in that situation, he's taking advantage of it, of his what do you call it? Of his situation.
Everyone's hating on Sherry in the chat. So I think we need Coach Ed to break down a little bit on why Sherry's in the lineup.
Come on. How do you watch the game and not see Sherry? First of all, on Laba's goal, he made the play. He challenged the D, kept the puck on side, made the pass from over the blue line. He was in the zone, made a nice little dish. And Laba made the play by going hard to he made the play. I mean, I don't
Oh, you mean that Radish goal in Edmonton? Is that what you're talking about?
Was it Radish? I thought it was Laba's goal also.
The tying goal. The Laba goal was off of Cooley's shot and the rebound. That was a great goal.
Oh, Radish's goal where he shot it over the pad. Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I have a little trouble remembering every situation, but I know he made the play on that. I mean, if we're going to look at the Carolina game again, he was effective in the first 2 periods. And don't take away from Carolina. They shut the Rangers down. They know how to play with a lead. And the Rangers got shut down, not just Sherry, the whole team. They had 1 shot in the 3rd period or something crazy like that. Going in like 5 minutes left in the period, they had 1 shot. Sherry's the type of player that you're going to need in certain situations. Is he going to be here the whole season? I don't know that. They might bring up Perot, and he might be the odd man out. But for what they're paying him, he's not a liability out there. He hits hard. He checks hard. He's probably more like a Brian Berard type of player. I'm sorry, Brett Berard. What is it? Brett, right? Brett Berard?
Yeah.
You're thinking of the defenseman, Brian, but I was going to say about
Right.
Sherry. Yeah, I mean, would we love Sherry to be scoring more? Sure, but they have so many problems above that. The top guys are more important. It's not Sherry not scoring that's
Correct.
Team struggling. It's the top 6.
Correct. I mean, Sherry's the type of player that he might get 4 or 5 goals the whole season. Then in the playoffs, he's going to get 6. That's the I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's the type of player. He's going to be an effective player when it comes down to grinding in the playoffs.
Yep.
If he's still around. I'm not saying he's guaranteed, but that's the type of player you want. That's why Sullivan brought him over here, because he could trust him and it's going to work. But again, until someone gets him out of the lineup with his style, that he's going to be there.
Yes. And Chris said it best earlier. He's no longer in the top 6. I understood that frustration, but at that point, who was going to be in the top 6? You weren't. Everyone would have been mad if Parson went up there, or Radish, and even though Radish was up there for a game or two. So Sherry now is in the bottom 6 where he probably should be. So in the reality,
correct.
What's the issue now?
Look, there was a situation where the coach is just trying to do something. You know, they're trying to get something going. It's not those guys, like you said, PJ, that are hurting the team with scoring. It's Panarin, Zibanejad, Laffey, Miller. Those are the guys that should be putting pucks in the net. Yes, they're getting chances, but they're not putting pucks in the net. If we're scoring and we beat Carolina and we beat the Sharks that night and we beat and they're say 10-5 or whatever this record would be, no one's even talking about Sherry. No one's worried until Panarin starts waking up and farting out points, as Cousin Ed said. You know, I was just saying it last night. I'm watching the game Kathy was kind of watching. I go, it's his contract year. Every other player in the world in their contract year lights it up.
Lights it up.
It's like it's like, oh, it's his contract. Look at Laffey. He was fighting for a contract. He lights it up. Every player in the world. This guy's got, what has he got? 1 goal in 12 games?
2, but yeah.
If you take out
the Montreal game where he scored 4 points, he's only got points in 3 other games out of the 13. It's not good.
I mean, it's insane.
There is no farting of the points this season.
And the power play, again, you're going to blame Sherry on the power play demise? If they're putting in a few power play goals, their record's different as well. Same as last year.
Foreshadowing, Coach. We'll definitely get into that. But real quick, on the road trip, just wanted to recap some good, positive stuff. They finally got a 3-game winning streak. First time in nearly a calendar year. The funny thing, if you look back last year, the last 3-game winning streak was when they beat Seattle and Vancouver. And they lost it in Calgary. The next game out in Edmonton, they got blown out. And that was the infamous memo that Drury sent out that basically sent the rest of the season in a tailspin. And then all of a sudden they won these 3 in a row on the same road trip to kind of, hopefully it seemed like a turning point last night. Hopefully it's a blip. But it's kind of funny. It was almost full circle moment that the trip that sent them in the tailspin actually got them back on the winning track this season. So I just wanted to ask you guys those feelings. I don't know if you stayed up and watched those games, those OT winners, especially after last week.
Wait, how could I not stay up with the phone dinging every 3 seconds that their season is over in the Edmonton game? How could I not stay up?
Yeah.
It felt like that was
even on silent, the phone was jumping up on the bed.
Well, after the San Jose and Calgary games against the 2 worst teams in the league, and then they're down 3-1 in Edmonton when nothing is going their way. They give up 2 extraordinarily lucky goals against, couldn't buy it, goes in the third period, and you're like, where is this going to go? And then, bam, all of a sudden those line changes Sullivan did. And then after, like I said, after last week, we were bitching about how bad they were on 3-on-3 OT. What do they do and win back-to-back OTs? And little
Look,
Ed, I know you sent last week. What's the key to 3-on-3 OT?
Attack, baby. Attack, attack, attack. We were both saying it.
Yeah, and
look,
Miller.
you guys want to say all you want about the Edmonton game. Nurse gets a freaking shot that Shesterkin admittedly should have saved. The second one, he's up below the goal line, throws it at the net, gets another goal. They shut down Connor McDavid and Draisaitl 2 games. They're playing well. That game was a well-played game. They stuck around. I kind of thought it was going to go that way last night till they couldn't do anything in the third period. But Carolina is a different team defensively than Edmonton. So there's the difference. Edmonton is going to have to really score a lot of goals to win the Stanley Cup because they're like Toronto. They could score for the most part, but their defense is
They can't defend.
Yep. I mean, that's been the best part for me. And that Seattle game, I mean, Sullivan said it too, but I don't think I ever in my life saw any Rangers team defend the way they did that Seattle game. I mean, they gave up nothing. I mean, 13 shots. I mean, I know Seattle hasn't been a franchise for long, but that was their franchise low in shots ever. And on Valaquette's post that he does the morning after, they gave up 0 high danger chances. I mean, extremely impressive stuff. So
great game. I mean, a great game. And again, against Edmonton, another great game. They held their power play pretty much in check, you know. They're not getting stupid penalties, I feel. And you guys keep saying, you guys keep harping, and a lot of people are harping, Calgary's the worst team in the league. This team's the worst team. The Sharks are the worst team. They're lighting it up. These teams are playing well. I don't know what you guys are talking about. They lose opening night to Pittsburgh. Oh my God! I got to hear they're going for the McKenna. You think Sidney Crosby's going to give up and not want to win? They're like in the top of the league right now. They're doing great. So every team they beat is going, oh, Pittsburgh sucks. How'd we lose? You got to come every night to play.
Well, the Pittsburgh games are looking better now because Pittsburgh's one of the top teams in the East. Who would have saw that coming? But
no one would have saw it. But you can't say that that you're losing a game and this team sucks. Every team in the NHL has high quality players. Unfortunately, we're running into hot goalies also. It's ridiculous. I mean, that goalie last night, his first game back from injury, he got injured in preseason. He shuts the Rangers out. You got to. I
was about to text the chat, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to say it. And then it happened anyway. So
his first game back.
But no, Coach, I mean, I'm with you, especially now the Sharks. Honestly, that was like their get-right game. They beat the Devils right after that. They smoked them, and they could score, there's no doubt. But
I think they beat Colorado, too. Didn't they beat Colorado?
I think they forced them to – yeah, I don't know if they won, but they forced them in OT, I remember at least. But at the time, though, the Sharks had no wins in 7 games, and at the time they lost to Calgary. Calgary had lost 8 games in a row. That's why we said –
yeah, I get it, but – you know, they're not going to lose 9 games in a row. The odds are they're not going to lose 9 in a row. You know, so just happens to be wrong place at the wrong time in a way, but whatever. Look, yeah. I look at things different. I look at things the way Sullivan talks. My problem is they're playing great. Look at their defensive stats. Last year, we talk about it again. The complaint was they can't play the team defense. They're playing team defense. The problem is, in my opinion, JT Miller had 3 shots that I saw last night, hit the goalie right in the chest. Panarin hitting the goalie right in the chest. Are they looking? Are they shooting to the right spot? Zibanejad, the goalie made a couple of nice saves on him in Edmonton. And there's some situations, but they're not. I don't know. They're not. I think they're just so anxious to get the puck on net to get a goal that they're not shooting to score a lot. I don't know. So a high danger chance is one thing, but a high danger chance hitting the goalie in the emblem is another thing. You know?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's how I see it.
Let's move into the last night's game, right? We have anything else to talk about the road trip?
No, I was going to say it was a perfect segue, Coach, because if you look at their scoring frustration, you're right. They are generating a ton of high danger chances. I mean, they're up there in the league as far as doing that, especially at home. I think Arthur Staple put it out today. The 5 home games they had over their expected goals, which is based on how many high danger chances they're getting. Like Carolina, they had 3.4. Versus Edmonton, when they were shut out, it was 3.68, and versus Washington, it was 3.01. So they were shut out in all 3 of those games, despite generating as much. But you're right, they are not also shooting for the corners. And I know the other day at practice, someone posted a video. They were specific. They put a net down so they could only shoot top corners. So they were practicing picking corners and stuff. But I don't know if it's just, is it getting to the point, my question to both of you, is it getting to the point now where it's no longer bad luck shooting, but it's just they're lacking the finishing and confidence? I'll start with you, Coach.
I don't think it's bad luck. I think it's more gripping the stick, like I said, and they're just trying to get it to the net. If they play smart, get it to the net, but they're not crashing the net. Let's get it to the net. If you watched the game last night, get it to the net, high slot. They're getting it to the net. The rebound's coming right out, and the other team's going the other way. They're not able to get those second and third chances on the goalie. The east-west passes in the crease. The goalie has it too easy. He's making that initial save, and it's gone. Carolina was missing what? 3 defensemen? 3
Correct.
high, top defensemen. They should have been storming that net, crashing the net, getting in the goalie's face. That kind of play to break the ice and get it going. You got to disrupt the other team. Obviously, it's no secret, but they had to work harder at that.
A little what?
I think.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything Coach said. They're gripping the stick too tight. There's a lot of pressure being put on them by, us, the media, fans, everybody. Like they're putting pressure on themselves too. They're human beings. Sullivan said in his media last night, they're human beings also. They're feeling the pressure. Like plays like Panarin, we were texting in the chat, like he's got to finish that point blank opportunity in the slot. Like he's by himself. He's by himself. He's gripping the stick a little too tight. Whatever's running through his mind, his contract, this, that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He split second, loses it, and he hit the goalie right in the pad. The goalie didn't even have to move. Like the goalie was almost like surprised that like he kind of like hesitated. Like he almost reacted after the shot where it's just like, dude, if that puck goes in, it's a completely different hockey game. Then Carolina's on their heels. The Rangers are playing good defensive hockey. It's a completely different game. Those shots have to go in from the Rangers' elite players, and if it's Panarin, if it's Zibanejad, I don't care who it is. And if those pucks aren't going in, those skilled goals, like we say it to our team all the time, any team we've ever coached, they're all the same on the score sheet. Put the puck on net, like Coach had just said, crash the net, put them in. How did Carolina get their 2 goals last night?
Yep. I was going to say
horrible wrist shots from the point.
But because they had screens in front.
Correct.
Traffic in front, and they're not pretty goals. They just go in. And who cares? They go home with 2 points, leaving the Garden, and everyone is having a good time, and no one's saying, oh, well, I sniped top right corner. I did that. It's all on the same on the score sheet.
And
I'll tell you, I think they need to focus on that. And if you want to get into the power play segment, that would be my answer to the power play.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Well, I want to hear from Allie the vibes at the Garden. Coach Ed and I have tickets for Saturday. We'll see what happens, but I want to hear what's going on and all the frustrations.
Yeah, I was just gonna say real quick before I bring her on is like to your point, Little Ed, about as a goalie. I guarantee you, as any goalie, you'd rather face a guy one-on-one with clear look, even if it's Panarin on a breakaway, than have to face shots through traffic. Because if you can see it, you're going to stop it. You have a much better chance of stopping it.
Yeah, definitely. All he had to do was challenge Panarin and take away the angle. And, at that point, Panarin's got to figure out what to do next.
it's so frustrating. I mean, the frustrating part of the frustration is it's affecting the rest of the game because you said it, Coach, in the third period they had no shots because they were so frustrated how the game went and didn't score, and Carolina scored, and then that was it. And the same thing happened in Edmonton almost. Coach Sullivan said in the third period he changed up the lines because he sensed the top guys were so frustrated because the power play was struggling. And that's why that game was going so poorly, and he had to change something up. And the same thing happened in the third period last night. It's just that now it's going into their play. But before we talk power play, yeah, like Little Ed said, let's bring Allie in, and she can give us firsthand look at what's going on in the Garden right now.
Hello, guys.
Well, she's lighting a seance if you're watching on YouTube.
I'm doing a thing.
What flavor candle we got?
Whipped honey and vanilla.
All right, so we got to figure out a reverse mush with whipped honey and vanilla. Is that
Wait,
like?
did you say whip?
Whipped. Whipped. Yeah, I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. It's not cute anymore.
Have you sold all the rest of your season tickets yet, or no?
No, but I want to, because I can't keep going there and doing this. It's really frustrating. The most frustrating part, though, is like I have friends from other teams, and one of my friends that's a Carolina fan pointed out to me that Kochekov, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
His weak side is his glove side. And he sent me videos of last night's game of his glove side being wide open numerous times and nobody shooting. Just shooting constantly in his chest and his pads, everywhere but that side. And he's like, I don't understand like what your players are doing. Like that side is always wide open. Like that's his weak side. I was like, I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. And then the post-game interviews are just frustrating. Just everything's frustrating. The vibes at the Garden. They were high walking in, coming off a 3-game win streak. They were, you felt good. Like you felt like, okay, like their top defensemen are out. Like, we could do this if they continue to play how they've been playing. And then just, yeah, they played great for a period and a half, and then the Canes got to them and just, yeah.
Well, they started off good. The first period must have been exciting.
Oh no,
it was.
It was, and I felt good about it. I was like, okay, like we're not scoring, but we'll figure it out. Like something has to go in. Like our puck luck is bad right now, and I'm like sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then just nothing, literally nothing. Like we're taking shots right at his chest, and it just and then you can see when they just give up, and like. I know Panarin has been a topic of conversation, but I did take your advice, and now I look at players without the puck and see what they're doing, and he just stands around and he just like does nothing, and it's so disheartening. And I don't know. I just there's booing. It's just
So now with the Panarin situation, Allie, for the last 3 years, I've been bitching about his play without the puck, and Cousin Ed goes, well, he puts up 100 points. You have to deal with it. Okay. Now he's not putting up 100 points so far.
I agree with you.
I'm not saying it towards you, but I'm saying to the fans. Yeah. If you got a guy that puts up 100 points now and then, he's not going to play defense. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. But now he's not putting up the points. So now it's a liability.
Yep.
He's not equaling out his play, in my opinion. Maybe it's because he's dumping in the puck more, which I love to see, but maybe it's like Samson, where you cut your hair and you lose your power. Maybe because he's got to dump it in, he loses everything.
No, he's got to cut his hair and go bring back ball.
Right, like he did that year.
We got to make the shirt.
You would really think, though, with because this is career-long pointless streak, 6 games. We even went 4 in his whole career. You would think he would cut the hair because that's why he did it to begin with. He wanted to get. He called it.
You would think that you would think the team would hold him down and shave his head.
Yes.
What did Biz?
Zibanejad would bring him to his barber? Maybe.
Biz last night said the team should they said there was
slaughter a lamb.
Slaughter a lamb. Whatever you got to do to cut.
Dude, that was wild. With his little rant he was going on. When is this going to stop?
I was going to ask Allie because, was it pregame, was the crowd like into it? The opening puck drop, the anthem, because like
Oh
you
my
said,
God,
the
absolutely.
road
You had
trip.
Brancy there. Like Brancy's everyone's favorite. Like the crowd was into it. Like everyone was into it. And I'm telling you, like the vibes just felt really, really good. Personally, that's what I felt. The vibes just felt really good. Everyone seemed really excited. It was a little empty. I will say that. Like it wasn't like as packed as it's been. Um, but yeah, and then, you know, again, the first period and a half, I guess, where, you know, you're just praying for a goal and like you're hoping that like things are going their way because they're playing well. And then you can just see where they just collapsed.
Yeah, it's just
And then the boos start coming and then
that's
people
what I was
start
gonna ask
leaving. And
I was gonna ask about. I don't the booing I get. I understand because I can't imagine you and Mark have been there every home game. I was
I
there
would,
for the first
yeah,
two. I would. I'm beside myself, but I feel like the booing just doesn't help the situation.
it doesn't help. And it's, for me, I would never do it. I would never in a million years do
Never.
it.
Never.
Leave the arena if you're that frustrated. I don't know if any watchers do it, but leave the arena if you're that frustrated because to me that is like I mean, besides throwing your jersey on the ice, that is the lowest form of disrespect for your team. You paid money to be here. If you don't want to be here anymore, just leave. Like you
Right.
don't have to boo them and make them feel worse. I hate that.
Well, that's what I was going to say before. It's like a never-ending cycle of them gripping their sticks too tight because they're at home, because of what the fans are doing in the media
Right.
and blah blah blah. And now it's a never-ending cycle. It's not like, and honestly, the only way the cycle can be broken is if us as fans support them no matter what. I mean, you see it in like baseball all the time. Like I remember the Phillies were on like a 5-game losing streak, or Bryce Harper was on like a 10-game hitless streak or something, and the fans just gave him a standing ovation, and he got a hit.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what you got to do. Like those types of things. It's like just cheer for them anyway. I mean, I have to ask you on the TNT broadcast, every once in a while you heard a woman's voice that sounded very similar to yours,
so annoying.
trying to get the "Let's Go Rangers" chant.
It wasn't me. My friends texted me about that. And they're like, we know that you're really close to like the broadcast.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that's kind of where Ali sends
My
us
friend,
the
and it was
pictures
like
from.
they're like, there's this really drunk woman.
It was her.
I swear it wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me.
That's funny.
Yeah, they had that hot mic because all you heard was her and that
honestly
crowd.
might be.
No, I promise it wasn't. And my friends were texting me about it. They're like, was that you on the broadcast? And I was like, no. I was like, I swear I wasn't screaming. I was sitting there just watching.
Hey, I mean, if you were trying to get the chance going, I'll give you props. I
mean,
try to do it on the bridge, and it doesn't always land.
No, it doesn't.
I heard one Igor chant early and nothing else.
Well, yeah. But I will say there were a couple fans trying to get like "Let's Go Ranger" chants going and everything. And it didn't work. Like that was another thing. Like people don't like join into it anymore, and which is also disheartening to the team. Like it just, yeah. I mean, you talked about it a couple episodes ago where like the fan interaction is like lacking there. You think it would get better to try and like hype the team up or something, and there's like nothing.
I mean, it hurts that there's been 4 out of the 6 home games. They haven't even scored a goal. I mean, it's tough to get excited, but
yeah,
I think Chris said it last year. Maybe they deserved to be booed because they quit a lot of the games.
Yeah,
but this year, coming off the winning streak they had and the fact that they're playing well on the road and playing well defensively, I thought you got to get behind them a little bit. It's not going to help. There's no way they're going to respond.
Hot take: Rangers need a mascot.
I've been saying this. I've been saying it.
I mean, Utah went undefeated there for a while at home when they announced their
I don't know what they could possibly make a mascot, and I don't think Dolan will ever go for it, but they need to bring the vibes up in that place sometimes. The Blue Crew doesn't cut it. I'm sorry. The T-shirt cannon.
Never mind. I'm not.
You can't shoot a cannon up to the bridge. I mean, you're not doing it for us up there. We need like a Tusky or a Sparky up on the bridge, right, Coach?
Buoy.
I don't know what you could do. Maybe a Statue of Liberty, but that's a female. Maybe Allie could wear a Statue of Liberty hat and run around the rink.
Halloween's over, but I'll do it.
Yeah, but part of the I talked to a couple of the fans. They used to have the chief running around the garden during the game. They don't have that rotunda down inside the stadium now.
Yeah.
So a mascot's kind of tough at the Garden, in fairness. He can only be in the hallway. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere to go where
Yeah.
you could like get the crowd going. Maybe a couple of platforms, but
Yeah.
it's tough.
Well,
I don't know what this team needs, but I don't
They
know.
need to score goals.
yeah.
But also they
They-
need to like each other, because this is going to be a hot take. They all hate each other. And I say that because Shesterkin, I don't remember who, Stahl ran into him and rocked him yesterday. Like, it was almost the end of the third period and Stahl ran into him. Not one of our players went to defend him. Not a single one. And if that happened to any other goalie, every teammate is coming and piling on. I have been saying this. I don't think they like each other. I think there is more locker room turmoil. And again, that's speculation and it's my opinion. But for not a single player to defend Shesterkin was like, that was also frustrating. There was a lot of frustrating things for me last night.
Well,
I
I don't know
wouldn't
if
go
I
as
would
far
agree
as
with
to say
that.
they don't like
You could be right, but I think in a game like last night, a guy like Cooley's got to throw him down. He's got to crash into the goalie, and he's got to have that fight.
Yeah.
It's got to happen. Somebody's got to do it. Sherry, Cooley, somebody's got to sacrifice. I'm not saying I would ever be that kind of person because
Yeah.
it's tough, but
But
Cooley is that kind of guy.
That's what made Cooley stand out last year. He's not going
Yeah.
to go for a fight, but he won't back down from one. And
Right.
JT is the same way. JT, you're our captain. You don't have to initiate it, but what about your group chats during Four Nations with the Kachuk brothers? Where's that with any of the players on the team? Have a group chat. Be like, let's do something. There's none of that.
Yeah,
Well,
I hope.
how do
you're-
you know?
I
We're
hope
not
you're
going to
wrong.
see the group chat.
Well, we're not going to see the group chat, but we're not seeing it on the ice either.
I will say this. I noticed this last night, and I don't want to add fuel to this fire, but Susie had his unbelievable block, like dead center of the ice off his ankle, where the guy was in prime scoring position. And not one person like gave him like a shin tap afterwards. He went to the bench and no one touched him. They like had to zoom in on the bench to him, and he just went and sat down. I figured there'd be pats on the boards or someone come over to him, give him rubbing it on the head. I thought that was odd, but I hope this isn't a thing again. But that was interesting to me. That's something that stood out to me last night.
All right, I'll keep an eye out for that one.
Also, Ann Vitale said she was there and Igor tapped him, which I love that. But you would just thought like that's usually something you think like the bench gets riled up about.
Well, I mean, they might not have showed the bench when it happened. When it happened, they might have did it, but I mean, I look at the excitement when they won those overtime games. They looked like a pretty good team.
Laba was the first one over the boards. I like.
Yeah,
over
I mean,
the bench.
the coaches, everybody was excited. I don't see that, but if you're at the game and you're seeing that, maybe it's always a different perspective.
Even I will say, because I am directly across from the Rangers bench, and the frustration goes throughout the entire team. Jonathan Quick was sitting there, and every time they missed a goal or like Kochekov made like a crazy save, like he would literally just look to the sky with frustration. And that's a guy that keeps like a cool head about everything. Like he literally just like sits there normally, like watches the game, whatever. And he was just looking to the sky, like praying for something to happen.
Well,
But
it's definitely a strange happening right now with getting shut out so many times at the Garden.
we are definitely snake bitten
It's
because
definitely
I don't
in
know
their
what else.
It's in their heads at this point. You can tell it's becoming a thing, and it's a shame because they're playing so well, even in the home games. But it's obviously in their head about it, and you saw Miller get snippy with the media about it. I mean, Mika the other game too, when they talked to him after the home game, it's just you don't want it to become a thing. They need to just win and just move on, and I think that'll do so much better for them.
Yeah, I mean, again, we said it. I would just not talk to the media. I would have a couple of different. No, I'd have a couple of different guys talk to them. Enough is enough. And again, I bitch about it with Larry Brooks. If you're covering them, I know it's your job. I know the whole situation, but at certain times, lay off a little bit. You have to be a fan also. Lay off a little bit. You don't have to say it every time. They know it, like Sullivan says. They all know they got to score. They know what's going on. lay off for a game or two. Take the pressure off a little bit. But
I
these guys
texted this to
they just go at them.
I texted this to PJ, I think a week ago, saying I wish they would stop interviewing Mika. What else do you want him to say? He is getting the chances. He's just not getting it in. He's trying. He's trying.
Yeah.
What more do you want him to say? Like, I don't understand what. Do
And
you
then
want
when
him
he
to
answers
promise you a
negative,
goal?
they say he's got an attitude.
Right. They're saying he's getting
many-
snippy. Like, what else do you want from him?
Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough situation.
I
But
mean, I appreciate them standing in the fire, not hiding from it. I like that. And they're definitely aware of it. But yeah, at a certain point, and that's what Miller said last night. The guy asked him like the same question like 3 times. He's like, "What do you want me to say?" Like, I said it already. Like, we got to play better. And Miller was extremely accountable about it. He's like, "I got to plead. I got to be better." I mean, he came up big in the road trip, so it was good to see that. But yeah, I think they just need something good to happen, and it's all the confidence. That's really what it is.
Speaking of dealing with the media, not to go off the rails, but did you see McDavid's response to them putting the Blue Jays game up on the Jumbotron like during the Oilers game?
I did. I didn't
No, what did
realize
he say?
they did that though. I didn't realize they were live streaming the game.
Yeah.
They were literally just live streaming the game on the Jumbotron while the
Wow.
Oilers were playing. So like
Wow.
the crowd was reacting to the Blue Jays game. Like, so they asked McDavid.
Well, that's like what they did with the
afterwards, "What'd you
Yankees
think about-"
also.
What?
That's like what they did with the Yankees also when the Yankees were in the, I don't know, whatever, trying to make it to the next round. And they put it on the Jumbotron at the Garden because we weren't doing anything.
They put like the full game or just like a
Yeah,
highlight?
they put when, I don't know, the Yankees had like a big play or something. I don't know. I don't really pay attention, but it was on at the Garden and you hear like all these people reacting to it, but they did the same thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but Eddie's saying they were telecasting the whole game.
Oh,
Not
the
just the
entire
highlight.
game. No, it wasn't the entire game. It was just
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
no,
like
it
if
wasn't the
something big
entire
happens
game.
to show a quick highlight, but like this is like, or like in between whistles, but like this apparently was during the Oilers game, like
Oh, no.
McDavid skating around the ice while the Blue Jays are on TV, like on the big
Yeah.
screen. So anyway, they asked him after, and he just goes, like he tried to be as professional as he could, but he was just like, yeah, I don't know, like it was kind of weird, like very distracting. Like I don't think they should do that again. Like kind of like. Who thought to do that? It was just very funny, his response.
Yeah, I could see like having it on during the intermission or something, but that's crazy. Like you literally came there for the hockey game. Like if you don't want to,
Yeah.
if you want to watch the World Series, stay home. It's not
Right.
that big a deal.
Yeah.
Watch on your phone.
So, I mean, back to the power play. I didn't want to segue into it yet before, but kind of a mix of the power play versus Panarin not moving his feet or doing anything without the puck. When we were texting about the power play last night in our group chat, I was going to say it, but I figured I'd save it for this. I counted how many strides Panarin took in like a minute span of being in the offensive zone. Guess how many?
5.
2. Literally took 2 strides. That's why I texted you guys. He's not Ovechkin. He's got to stop it. It's getting insane. And not just him, everybody on the ice needs to start moving. Every team, the film is out. Everyone knows what the Rangers are going to do on their power play. Can we figure something else out now?
I was going to say
Can
the
we try
same
something
thing.
else?
I was going to say the same thing. Our power play is so predictable. Every team, if you watch tape once, you'll know what we're going to do because it's the same every time.
It's wild.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
wild
they're
to me,
static. It's.
But I
wild.
said, I was like, you know what? Let me just watch, so I don't like just say this tomorrow. Let me watch, and I literally counted. He took 2 strides, and the only reason he took more is because the Carolina iced the puck, and he had to take a few more strides to get out of the zone. And even so, he didn't go past the red line. So that really pissed me off. And like those types of things, like I said, like you're not Ovechkin. You're not going to put the puck in the net. You don't have a shot like he does. Let's figure out something else.
I mean, when this power play was top 5, top 3 the one year, they were moving everywhere. It was impossible to cover them because they were just rotating around, and it was chaotic because it took 2 passes and the defensive team didn't know what to do because they were all over the place, and they had so many different options to shoot it or make a play, and it was a joy to watch. And this year, it's just
I mean, they brought in David Quinn for the power play. Supposedly, that's his specialty. But you lose Kreider. Other than last year, he was like doing great on the power play. We need a net front guy. They don't have a guy like Edmonton has Bouchard at the point. Other than his slap shot, I think he's useless in the game. But they get him the puck at the point, and he blasts it. He creates rebounds. So their second option, other than Draisaitl on the weak side, is get it to Bouchard, get it to the net, get a rebound. We have Fox at the point. He's taking a few slap shots, but it's not scaring the goal. It's not scaring the other team. He took a couple of shots last night. I mean, the defenseman just stood in front of it, stopped it with a stick, and took off. You know, they need to figure something out where they got to get somebody. Put Mika at the point with his shot. Put somebody else. I don't know. They got, like
Hasn't
Eddie
Mika
said, they got
scored
to
a
figure
power play
something
goal
out.
like that. Mika
He did,
scored a power play goal like that in
Montreal.
yeah,
It's weird he's
in
not in
Montreal
that
games.
spot. I don't understand, because when they were good, Panarin was on his strong side, even though he wasn't a one-time option. But he moved more from there because he would dart down the side, open up passing options, or like go downhill and shoot it. And then you'd have Mika still in his one-timer spot. Right now, Mika's pointless where he is. And it's, to Chris's point, they do miss Trocheck. They miss somebody in front of the net. I'm not going to say they shouldn't have traded Kreider, but they just miss some net front presence that just creates chaos and creates those passing lanes. Trocheck's good at that too, like tying a guy up and opening up lanes.
And can bury a rebound or at least get a rebound.
Or a tip. I mean, it's too easy for the goalie too. There's no one in his sight lines.
Yep.
On the power play.
You know, it comes down to the fact that again, just observing my team, you put all the guys who want the puck on the power play, and they all want to shoot. So you got to have a guy. Maybe they need to get Cooley on that, take Laffy off. You know, you can't have everybody wanting the puck. It's like when they got Kane that year. That was going to be the issue they talked about. Like, they all want the puck. You can't have that. You have to have the one guy sacrificing in the trench and maybe not getting a goal, maybe not getting an assist, but he gets the, unassisted assist. So maybe they got to get Cooley out there. We all kind of thought that they were going to do that in Kreider's place, and it's not happening. So something's got to change, obviously.
Throw
They're
Edstrom
moving
out.
the puck. As Sullivan says, they're moving it well. They're getting the looks, but the goalie's also getting the look.
Yeah, it's I was going to say about the looks. It's interesting. So Mike Kelly, friend of the show, put out a nice thread on Twitter. He broke down the Rangers power play. He said it really is about expected goals. They are getting the looks. He said it sounds crazy, but they are, of the 10 most power play units, the Rangers rank second in expected goals per every 20 minutes on the power play. The only unit better is the Oilers. He said, for those who see expected goals and roll their eyes, he says, here's how we arrive at that ranking. The Rangers' top unit shoots the puck often enough, averaging 38 shot attempts per 20 minutes of power play time, which is third amongst the 10 most used units. He said it also shoots from quality scoring areas, ranking first in shot attempts from the slot. So it's crazy. They are getting the chances. Like, Sullivan's not wrong, and you do see them getting good looks. But back to the original point, did they have the finishers, or is it bad luck, or is it other factors? It's not as if they're not getting chances. It's not like they're getting, every time they go out there, this icing the puck against. I thought that was very interesting. The stats.
You know what I find interesting? Put the puck in the net. You know what I tell my goalie? You know what I tell my goalies? Your job is to stop the puck. I don't want to hear anything. Stop the puck.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what Panarin's job is? Panarin's job is score on the power play. The Zibanejad's job, score on the power play. Not expected to score. Score.
The biggest takeaway from last night for me is that they outplayed Carolina, I think, in the first 2 periods. I think that's obvious. Everyone's been saying that. But the biggest difference was the power play. The Rangers were given plenty of power plays to score. I already touched on it. The point blank chance by Panarin, even strength, it's a different ball game. A power play goal in the first period, it's a different ball game. Power play goal in the second period, it's a different ball game. By the time the third period rolls around, none of this matters if the Rangers are in control and they're able to play their defensive game like Carolina did. So while everyone else is panicking, let's look at it in a little bit of a vacuum and see that, like, other than those two, I think they were kind of fluky goals. The one by Ehlers was sure it was a nice shot, but Igor is very screened, which is what we're saying is what the Rangers need to do. They got to get traffic in front of the net. So, yeah, with these high danger chances, those are going to go in when the goalie can't see the puck. So that's what needs to change. That's how Carolina beat the Rangers. They didn't have half their lineup playing or healthy, and they found a way to win by just getting in Igor's face, and that's what every team is going to try to do. So, the Rangers got to focus on winning the battles. I think I heard it on the radio. I forget who said it on the radio. They have to win the battles in both zones in front of the net. They have to win the battle in the defensive zone by clearing the net, and they got to win the battle in the offensive zone by getting the net front presence and bothering the other team's goalie like the Rangers are getting what's happening to the Rangers and Igor.
How many 50-goal scorers have the Rangers had?
3 or 2.
4.
Sorry, 2. It's 4. Hatfield.
3 of them. One's still playing in Czechoslovakia or wherever he is. The other 3 all had bad backs from playing. Do we know why?
They're always in front of the net.
Always in front of the net, taking a beating. Adam Graves, Vic Hatfield, and Chris Kreider. 30 goals, hard in front of the net, sacrificing your body, playing tough. One's up in the raft. 2 are up in the rafters, and Kreider might be the third one eventually.
Yeah, and the tough part about the power play, too, is it's clearly bleeding into the frustration 5-on-5 for these top guys because they're all feeling it on the power play. If they were scoring on the power play, there would be no doubt they'd be scoring 5-on-5 too. And how many games in home did they have power plays when they were down 1-0 or tied in the game? They could have swung it because they didn't score. Carolina scores on theirs, and they had, like M. Vitale said in the chat, they had the same amount of power play goals as the Rangers before last night. They got one, Rangers didn't. It's just
well, you look at it like this from the other team's perspective. If they give the Rangers power play opportunities and the power play is horrible, then they could afford to take cheap shots. They could afford to gamble, cross-check, hold a little bit, cheat. Because they know if the Rangers get a power play, they're not going to score. If the Rangers are 70% on their power play, guess what? Like in Edmonton, we're not going to take penalties against Edmonton. So it's going to open up more opportunities 5-on-5 because there's more ice because they're not going to hook you. They're not going to trip you. They're not going to try to do that. So it opens up ice. It's all it all ties in mentally. If I'm out against McDavid and they're 5 out of 6 on the power play, you're not going to be like, oh, let me just hold him a little bit because you're going to get, so now he could skate better. He could skate easier. So it opens up 5-on-5 if your power play is successful, like you were just saying. It all goes into that mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got to do something. I'm curious to see what they're going to. I mean, Sullivan alluded to it. They got to change something. You have to change the alignment, something. I mean, I think Trocheck's probably back next game. And I think M. Vitale said it earlier. Who's coming out? Who's coming out of the lineup for Trocheck?
Wait, Trocheck he'll be back against the Islanders, the same?
I'm speculating. No, they played Detroit first. I'm speculating that he'll be back. I mean, he was back at practice the last 2 times out with a non-contact, but I would think he's probably going to play this weekend.
Do we know what his injury was? What's the speculation on that?
No one. It was weird.
How could no one know anything about
all this? Was because it's hockey, NHL.
I know. It's crazy. It's like
No
And no one
one.
even saw what happened. That's the
I
thing.
know.
Like you could
I
speculate. You
went
could
back.
speculate what happened if you saw it, but no one
Right.
saw it.
I went back and watched his last shift in Buffalo. Literally nothing happened. He took the face up on a PK, skated around, left the ice. Next thing you know, he's off the bench. Never came back. Said upper body injury. Then he was week to week. Then he won the long-term IR.
Wow.
Very weird. Very weird. I mean, Cooley said he was sick for a while. Maybe he was sick with something. Who the hell knows? Very weird.
Yeah. I mean, who comes out of the lineup for Trocheck? Who do you say, Ed?
I don't know.
Panarin.
Yeah. Can I pick Panarin? That's what I was thinking too, of like who the lines could be. Like I don't want to put I don't want to put Panarin on any of the lines because he just ruins everyone.
You know, I was thinking about this
He
the other
ruins
day
everything.
too. Like with all these crazy rules about sending guys down and up and down. Like back in the 70s, it would like you'd hear fans yelling, "Send them back to the minors, send them back." You can't even do that. Like, can you send Panarin to the AHL?
No move clause. Cannot.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
There's
There's like no threat.
That's what we were saying last year, the year before. There's no threat to be like you're benched. Like there's nothing like unless literally benching someone, there's nothing to hang over their heads or anything. And we joke around, we can't even like withhold water breaks coaching either. That's against like the rules now too. You can't even like say you're not getting a water break. Remember that when I was a kid, like we would be puking on the ice. You can't. You get arrested if you did that nowadays.
Yeah,
You
it's all
can't
in
hang
the
anything
CBA.
over their heads at all. What?
I said it's all in the CBA now too. There's like a mandated off day too. They cannot practice a certain amount of times a week either. So even if like the Rangers played like shit one night and it was to the point where there was an off day coming up, Sullivan can't say, nope, we're practicing. I'm going to run you ragged. They can't do it. But Panarin, I got to give props to Michael Silvers online. He posted a tweet about Panarin. He said, at this point, when is Panarin's nickname not bread and now it's not toast instead? I thought that was clever. But it's just
There used to be a cornerback on the Giants' nickname, Elvis Patterson. That was his nickname, Toast.
what, because he got beat a
so
lot?
many times. Can Laba play the wing? Or Carrick?
I don't see why not.
I mean, obviously it's going to be Parsonen coming out.
Him or Brodzinski, I would think.
I mean, Johnny Brodzinski's playing lights out right now to me, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's going to be Parson and Brodzinski.
It could be Sherry. It could be Sherry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say you got to obviously put Trocheck back in the second line center, and then I would go with Sherry, move Laba to the wing, keep Parsnips as the third line center, and then Brodzinski stays on the fourth line wing. I got daily faceoffs lineup in front of me, moving jerseys around here, but
wait, who's the second line center right now?
Laba.
Wow.
He's been damn. I like
that line a lot. I really do.
I'm not hating it. I just can't believe he's second line center.
He was playing so well on the end of that road trip. I mean, he started in Calgary. He was the only good player in that game. And then Sullivan moved him up. I mean, he was great in Seattle and in Edmonton. He was a beast. I mean, he was an OT at the one point in Edmonton. I mean, that just shows how much Sullivan.
I know, but a second line center should be putting up more points, PJ. You know that.
Yeah. I mean, no one in the top six is putting up points. I understand where they got to try something, but I was thinking personally maybe start Trocheck as third line center just for a few games to get his legs under him, because I'm sure he's going to be rusty as hell, and then change it up from there and see how he's doing and balance out the lines a little bit. But I don't know. At least it gives them more. They need something to score and give some more depth to the team. But realistically, if Panarin, like we said, Panarin, Miller, and Mika don't score, doesn't matter.
Well, the ship has sailed, but they
Yeah,
could
it's
have punished Panarin by taking the A off his chest, but that's not going to happen. Anyway, what do we got next?
Yeah, so we're going to move into Coach's Corner, and Coach is going to help design what he would do for the help the Rangers power play, and other than that, we'll see what else he's got in store for us. But Allie, we appreciate your time as always. Go follow her at that NYR Ranger Girl, TikTok and Instagram, and sometimes on Twitter.
Sometimes, not really.
And you're releasing your second season of the podcast, right? Name 5 Players podcast on YouTube.
Yes, I am. It is, what's this weekend? November 9th.
Awesome. So everyone go check that
Sunday.
out. Go follow her or subscribe to her YouTube. And follow her TikTok. And other than gracing us with some funny Instagrams and reels and TikToks and things like that, she's got a lot of good stuff on her TikTok and Instagram. And I don't know, what else have you been working on? What can we look forward to on season 2 of that Name 5 Players?
We'll have my mom back on a lot. Everybody loves her. I'm looking to, this is actually your idea, but I'm looking into like interviewing like PWHL players, just to get like a woman's perspective on the game. And maybe having you guys on. I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot of fun things in the works. I have a notes app full of my ideas. So yeah.
So explain what the whole premise of the podcast is. Name 5 players.
So it's basically like a girl's perspective on hockey. Like obviously you guys are, a lot, like you guys discuss more of like from a coach's standpoint or from like a statistical standpoint. So this is just from like, a lot of girls aren't into that stuff. So they want to discuss something else about hockey.
The joke
so it has nothing to do with that title?
Well, the
Oh
joke
no.
is
If you want to explain.
No, go ahead. It's your show.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, like a lot of girls like make a joke that when they're like talking to a guy and they tell them that they like hockey or any sport, the guy will be like, "Oh yeah, I bet you can't name 5 players."
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
like Coach Ed does to people, probably.
Exactly. I think the first time I was on here, we were talking about it. He was like, "Can you name 5 players?"
Oh, come on! I didn't say that.
You did. You said, "Can you name 5 players?"
No, let's roll it back. We got to roll it back
tomorrow for you.
PJ, clip it.
Find the clip.
No, I'm looking forward to it, Allie. My favorite episode was with you and your mom. So
yeah, that was a lot of people. It was my favorite episode for sure.
I told you she's got to be co-host, but if she's not willing to do it every
she's
episode,
not.
we'll have to figure something out for sure. And we got to have a crossover with her and Coach Ed. But what were her thoughts? Was she there last night with you, or was she just in your?
Oh no, So yeah, that TikTok, it was like a continuing one from a previous game we went together. She wasn't with me last night. And she said to me, she was like, "Please do not offer me your ticket anymore if you're not able to go to a game. I am not going to watch this team." Yeah, so her thoughts, yeah, she's not happy. And listen, she's been a fan for 56 years, so it's rough for her.
Yep. We got one of them on right, or he just left the screen, but
yeah,
yeah. He's been a fan for I guess 62 years technically. What?
I said he's got to prep for Coach's Corner.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
So
well,
Allie,
bye guys. Thanks. It's always a pleasure.
What?
I said it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for everything that you do for us on the show. Behind the scenes, mostly, of course, our social media producer helping us out with the reels, TikToks, clips, funny things that Coach, Mark, we all do. And some things that don't even get posted that are just for the group chat. So
that's for the group chat.
We love you, Allie. Thanks for giving us a laugh and fitting in with our.
Allie, you could have got me right there, but you missed your chance.
What?
You could have said name 5 PWHL players.
Oh.
I think I actually could.
I know you
do it.
PJ. That wouldn't be a stretch.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'll probably go to a Sirens game again this year.
I'd like to go to one.
It's really cool. I recommend. But
Rangers at Sirens game.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Right. Where do they play?
I think they play at Prudential, right?
That's not gonna happen.
Oh no.
No,
Well,
I'd be
thank you,
excited. I would
guys.
do that.
I think last year they played one game at UBS, if I'm not
They
mistaken.
might have. They were the PWHL was doing like an arena tour where they were playing in arenas where there's not a PWHL team, and
She
that's
could
what they
have
were
waited.
doing.
We were still talking about the pizza.
She was done with us.
We'll
But
just keep go. We'll just keep going on off the rails if she stays. So good on Allie. Keep the boys moving along.
Yeah, so we'll
But yeah, she
move on.
kind of glanced over that. I gave her the idea to maybe we can do like some joint interviews because I feel like I've tried to like message a few PWHL girls and like I don't know if they'd be comfortable. They probably see our podcast. They might be intimidated. One of them said that they would come on and then they kind of ghosted us. So I feel like a message coming from Allie is kind of like our network representative will go a long way. And I think she'll be able to interview them and it'll be good content for everybody. Cause yeah, I'm into the PWHL. I mean, obviously I know the hockey isn't as good technically as the men, but I think it is very good in there, and they're kind of pushing for more hitting and stuff. The women I heard on the radio the other day, so they want the contact, and it seems like the management or whatever doesn't for whatever reason, but the players do. So maybe that league will continue to grow, and yeah, we'll catch a game this season. So
yeah, they just expanded, and the Sirens had the #1 pick, and I think she was on in the intermission for one of the Rangers games. She actually grew up a Rangers fan because I think she grew up in Czechia, and that was like one of the only teams they had a broadcast to. So she became a fan of theirs, and I think she was over for a game earlier this season. So she's gonna be really good. I would butcher the hell out of her name, Kaltiakanova. There's no way that's right, but she's supposed to be really good. She was from Colgate, and should be an exciting player to watch for the Sirens this year. So.
yeah, women's college hockey is definitely improving too. So maybe we'll get a few of those guests as well over on Allie's Name 5 Players podcast on the Rangers Ed Network. So
Love it. Well, let's move into Coach's Corner and sponsored by Bella.
Hey everybody, Coach Ed here. I'm over here in the shop at Bella Italia, Marble Granite Quartz, picking up my order for a nice little bathroom I'm doing. I've been a contractor almost as long as I'm a hockey coach. So listen to me when I tell you, when you want the quality work and craftsmanship, come and see the boys over at Bella. They serve all 5 boroughs, Westchester, Long Island, all the way out to Montauk. Whether you're a Ranger fan, Islander fan, Devils fan, they're going to take care of you no matter what. Make sure you give them a call, 516-561-1018. Let's go Rangers.
All right, boys, bring it in.
All right, Coach. Well,
PJ, are you ever going to get me on the screen first before when we come back?
I blame StreamYard. I'm waiting for it
no,
to
that's not
randomly
PJ's
happen.
fault. That happens. Yeah, we can't control that.
I was hoping because there was only 3 of us that it might happen organically this time, but I guess
There might be it's probably the order that we have them in before you click the button. I'm sure there is a way, but whatever. They'll have to.
Yeah, so Coach.
All right, so first, since I have it already drawn up, I'm going to go over that face-off goal that Carolina got on the power play. So, yes, it was a face-off driven goal, but a power play face-off goal isn't as bad as a 5-on-5 face-off goal. So I don't know if we could see this, but I tried to do it in colors. So the Rangers had Susie on the wall, Zibby on the draw, Carrick and Borgen behind them. I don't know who Carolina had in the middle. I think it was number 34.
The middle in front of the net there.
Yeah, I don't know who was here. You had Aho, Ehlers, D, and D. The D was down low, interestingly enough. They had both guys down toward, closer to the top of the circle. So Aho wins the puck back. Zibby goes right around him. This D walks down low over here. That draws Carrick. The D walks the puck here, and Zibby goes after him. And Ehlers comes up here. So Susie then goes after Aho, cross checks him a little bit, and stays in this spot. So Aho comes down and Borgen takes him. So the interesting part was Susie comes here. Mika stays with this D that came across. And he kind of, and they alluded to it on the broadcast that he kind of could have blocked it and he didn't. It was a little weird. It was a partial screen. I wouldn't say Shesterkin couldn't stop it, but Susie kind of got caught again in no man's land. If he goes up and goes after Ehlers, Aho has a free shot and maybe gets a puck down low and a shot down there. So I think he makes the right play. That he bumped Aho quick, kind of knocked him off balance. Then he went there, and at that same time, Ehlers got the puck and took the shot. So he didn't really have a lot of time to react to it. It wasn't a great shot, but it was one of those ones that it was kind of seeing eye, where Aho being here with Borgen screened Shesterkin a little bit. I think it came down low over here, PJ, didn't it?
Yeah, it was off the post.
It was off the far post.
So, again, I mean, in my opinion, we kind of do it a little different. I would have had Borgen go over here. I would have had Carrick go out for the puck, with Mika going this way on a crisscross, and then Susie coming to the net. That's how I like to do it. I don't know if that's their plan. I don't know if you guys could see that. There's a lot of X's on the board, right? A lot of lines.
That's what I was going to say. Is like there was kind of a lot going on there, and it's hard for Susie as a defenseman to make that decision, in my opinion. I mean, you either got to get out of the way or block it. I know, like, that's kind of hard to say. It's a very split-second decision, but I think the Rangers kind of caused the havoc there, whereas the Carolina D kind of did exactly what, or the Carolina D drew Zibby to do exactly what he wanted him to do, is to chase him
Right.
and walk the line and drop it over to Ehlers.
And release Ehlers.
A very similar play that we ran in college I ran in college on the other side as the right defenseman. Very similar play. I mean, it's no secret. It's just walk the line and give it to the weak side, because on an even or on a penalty kill, there's no one going to be there on that side of the ice because you're down a man, obviously. So that's what happened. I think, like you said, I think if Zibby stays at home there and almost just stays with the center for a split second, then the defenseman walks the line.
Carrick should go out.
Carrick should go out there, prevent the defenseman from walking the line because the center of the ice is taken away. And then even if he gives the Ehlers the puck on the wall, it's whatever. They're just setting up the power play there. It was a very bang play because
Right.
the Rangers kind of, like I said, did exactly what Carolina wanted them to do.
Right.
Yeah, just-
And by Zibby going straight out, now Carrick has to stay with this guy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And then there's too
Right,
many
by
guys
Zibby
in front of
going
the net.
straight- Carrick has to fade over here. Carrick faded over here and followed this D that came down low. You know what I'm saying? So if Zibby stays at home, Carrick could go out here and they're in the box, or in the triangle, the diamond or whatever. I think Zibby was over aggressive, over committed a little bit.
Right. And then
And
if
allowed them
Zibby
to
doesn't
do
leave
that.
Aho, then Susie doesn't feel obligated to go after Aho. And then
Right.
I think Susie should have just bailed on that and went to home, like went in front of the net. Let Borgen go to the other side, go to the weak side. Susie's got the strong side, and then they set up in the box right away. And then it's almost like it's forcing Carolina to the ball's in their court. Then it's like, all right, where in the perfect diamond or the perfect box? Now it's up to you guys to break it. Instead of like right off the face off, there was too much havoc. The Rangers didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They're not a very complicated situation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was about to say,
No, it's not.
wouldn't the front of the net be the most important? Because I would give that shot up all day as long as you cleared the front of the net there.
Exactly, and that's what we were just saying that the Rangers need to do. It wasn't neither one of the Carolina goals were anything special. It's just they were Carolina goals. That's the best way to put it. They get people in front of the net. They put the puck on net. They shoot the puck 100 times and hope one of them goes in. That's just how they win hockey games, and there's no shame in that. Like I said before, it's the same on the score sheet. And for a power play goal too, Panarin doesn't have to snipe from Ovechkin's spot. You don't. And not every goal is going to be like that. And this is
Yeah.
a perfect example. You
See,
wreak
to
a little
me-
bit of havoc. The Rangers had no idea what was going on. And it was a nice shot. Don't get me wrong, but Igor stops that if he sees it. I hope.
1,000%.
I mean, to me, this is what I would rather do. You have Borgen here. I would leave Zibby holding Aho. So now this clears the front of the net. And I would let this guy go out. Stay in between the D here and Ehlers. Takes that pass away.
Until you can reset up.
Carrick goes into this guy, and then Borgen's got this guy. And you have the front of the net covered. Once you release and you get Susie made a nice little cross check on Aho, but he was able to get back in front. And that makes Borgen have to decide on who he's going to cover because Carrick went out to take this D on the weak side.
Right.
So to me, I always was taught center on center. So I would like him to check this center before anything happens and let Susie go out to the point. And then Carrick. That's what I would do in that situation. Because Susie can cover these two guys. They're both on the wall. They're both on the wall here. So that's got the puck caught here. And maybe he makes a play with his reach. And Carrick, his only option is going D to D. And if Carrick's there, that comes out. And then you're just covering the front of the net. And you're controlling the play. It's not that they're not going to get a shot or set up their play more, but now they have to rethink it.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I know the Rangers want to play aggressive. You can see the way they PK. They try to pressure everybody, and they love creating that turnover to go on the offensive. And it feels like that's probably what they were trying to do off the face-off there is chip a puck past somebody, but they over-pursued.
Yeah. Sometimes it bites you in the ass.
Well, real quick, Coach, at the end of the corner, I know we talked about it briefly about the power play too. Like, as a coach, what are you looking for on the power play? Like, what would you do? Have them set it up a little bit differently for the Rangers?
So what do they usually have? Zibby here. Panarin's been up top over here.
No, Laffy.
And that leaves us who? Laffy and who else?
No, Laffy's usually on the right hand side on the left as a left hand shot.
Yeah,
over
Laffy's there. Panarin's on the other dot on his on his offside.
Over here?
Yeah, they don't have
on the
Zibby
dot,
there
yeah.
anymore. That's what PJ's was complaining about before.
See, to me, the bumper is the passing guy. I almost
I
don't
would like
mind having
Miller
Panarin
there.
there. Oh,
Well-
Miller's the other guy.
Yeah, but I thought I like Panarin where Laffy is because that's where he was before. He can kind of come downhill, and the defense doesn't know what he's going to do. Is he going to throw it cross ice, or he could just shoot it too? And it seemed like he was creating more chaos that way because he was moving up and down along the boards, and it was creating so many more lanes. Whereas now,
So to me,
more
this
stationary.
is what I would do. I would leave Zibby here. I would have Miller in the bumper, Cooley down low in Kreider's spot, and then Brett over here. And get Cooley used to when we're getting it out here. Because now if we get it to Fox, you have Miller in the bumper on the screen, and then Cooley's got to either stay for the pass from Fox, like Kreider used to do, or the deflection, or hop the slap shot and get in front of the goalie. And then you have Zibby coming for the rebound, Panarin coming for the rebound.
That's exactly what.
Got to keep it simple. You got to get traffic, shot. You have if Fox gets this shot through, which he's very good at, pretty good at, it gets through. Cooley's got the D tied up here. You have 1, 2, 3 guys for the rebound. You can't have this guy too low because what happens is if he's down low, it's off the goalie. It goes this way, then their penalty killers get it and it's gone. So he's got to stay disciplined. The bumper has to stay above the hash marks for that reason. And then plus he draws people to watch him. By him drawing guys here, that also creates another screen. Sticks in the lane, deflections, and everything else.
It's a good point by Chris here. I have a comment up on YouTube is about Miller being a lefty in there or having a lefty at the bumper. The righty Trocheck, when he was the bumper there, when Trocheck was healthy in the past years, was definitely helpful because he can have that one-timer option like you were talking about, like Cooley or Kreider would bump it to him in the middle. Is that like
But
having
what's
a
the
hand in
difference
it?
if you're righty or lefty? Unless the pass is coming from here, if he's lefty, he's got to get in the silky area where Panarin's going to get it to him, or he's got to come down and just get the deflection.
Right. But
I mean, I
he's
get what
saying
you're
it's
saying.
easier.
The bumper to me doesn't have to be righty or lefty, exaggerated, because if the puck's on this side, then he is in the one-timer position. Depends on which side you're working the puck to, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. Trocheck does play it well, but Trocheck's not here right now. So if Miller's lefty, then they need to work it to this side for that bumper shot. If Trocheck's there, then you're going to work it to this side. But I've seen Trocheck get the pass from Zibby on a deflection, just shuffling it towards the net. Again, shuffle it to the net. Cooley comes in, rebound, or shuffle it down low to Cooley for a tap in. There's a lot of options. Righty or lefty, to me, doesn't make that big of a difference here. It makes a big difference on the wall because you have a better shooting angle coming off the wall. Like Panarin being righty here, to me, isn't a good shooting angle. You're better off with a lefty and a righty.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Coming off the wall.
He's got to turn his whole body to shoot.
Correct. You're coming off the wall. If you're a righty here, your stick is here already, the angle at the net. If you're lefty on this side, you get the pass, you're already at the net shooting. If you're righty, you got to spin your whole body to get the shot or a backhand pass. So there's options both, there's all that stuff that goes on when people are saying shoot, shoot, shoot. They're not in the position to shoot.
Oh, that frustrates me to no end.
But anyway, to me, we need to get a better, the power play was most successful 2 years ago when Kreider was down low and given that option where the D had to worry about it, and he was doing real well on deflections and one-timers.
Yep, I was about to say
that's
the same
what
thing,
I would
Coach.
do.
They need more deflections, more one. That's how you score. And I feel like they're just trying to go for that perfect tic-tac-toe every time, and that's one of the bad habits that these top guys have is they want to.
I'd like to know that stat. I'd like PJ. You got to try to look up that stat for next week on one of your analytics. Maybe I want to know the stat on slot goals, like directly in, or deflections in this area and rebounds on the power play.
Yeah, I ventured. I mean, I
follow
don't know
that or no?
Yeah, I'd be.
I don't know. I said for next week. I didn't say now.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying preliminarily. I'm guessing
that we can come up with on deflected. I'm sure Valaquette's got something with deflected goals or goals off rebounds or goals directly in on one shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
I'm curious to know how many power play goals are dirty.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you think about how many Kreider, when he was in his heyday, how many tips he was getting, like off the side or in front or rebounds or off a rebound off a Mika one-timer. I feel like that's why their power play was so good because he was so good in front, and he's got like 3 or 4 power play goals with Anaheim already this year. So it's just like salt in the wound. But we shall see. Well, we'll move
you know
on.
what you had with him last year. Last year was an enigma because the whole team stunk the joint. We keep talking about that. So everybody was snake bit.
Oh yeah, I mean,
thing for me is
true. I mean, they needed to trade him, but also they do miss that net front presence at the same time.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is what PJ.
Well,
just
you
said,
got to
like
find someone to replace him. I think Cooley's that guy. He's got pretty good hands in front of the net. He'll take the hits. He'll battle in front.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't utilized that part of his game. I haven't seen him too much in front anywhere. So
I'm a little shocked. I think, like we said, he's trying to take his game to that finesse level that he's not.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Because even the goal that Schneider got, what happened? He took the puck to the net and created a rebound. That was a hard play, and he got it to the net, and Schneider came in. He drew 2 guys to him, and Schneider just snuck in on the back end and got the rebound.
Certainly a reason the bottom 6 is outscoring the top 6 because they're scoring those greasy goals.
Yeah,
and the top 6 doesn't want to do it.
It's a good point.
But you were going to say something. What let him? there before we move on?
Yeah, just to tie a bow on the whole power play talk is they just got to simplify it, like you said, and just get pucks to the net, like we've been saying all episode. And I want to see some movement. Like sure, I mean, yeah, Coach Ed draws up the, like in our minds is like what the format or whatever the setup should be. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I think they kind of just, no one should be in the same position the whole time, including Fox.
Exactly.
Just everyone just, if I see Fox down low in front of the net, that's like, keep moving around, just move around. That's the hardest power play to defend as a penalty killer, is constant movement. There's a reason why the penalty kill is called the box or the diamond. That's the best way to defend the power play formation. That's the word I was looking for. Formation. So if you break that formation and go outside the box, no pun intended, a little bit, that's the hardest power play to defend. And that's why the bumper was invented, because you're literally just putting someone in the center of the box to break it.
Yep. I mean, I
was watching the Toronto Pittsburgh game the other night, and before Toronto came back in the third period, which was crazy. I was watching it. Pittsburgh had a power play goal in the second period. The movement on the power play was insane. It was crazy. Malkin just moves around, gets in a spot, fills in this spot. The other guy fills in that spot, like you said, and they're rotating. They all know the 5 spots, but if one guy leaves it to retrieve a puck, the other guy goes in it, and they just keep moving around. They don't stand there and go like this with the puck and then give it to Zibanejad. Then he gives it. You got to move. You got to, and that's what Trocheck is pretty good at, I got to say. He got a couple of goals last year. I don't know if you guys remember, coming out of the corner, getting a give and go out of the corner. He doesn't stand still. He reads the play and he moves.
And Miller's obviously very good, but like Miller's obviously very good, but like it can't all fall on him, like Trocheck coming back is gonna be big to have him in that spot. Like, and like I'll pick on Panarin again, and even Zibby. Like Miller can't carry the 5-on-5, can't be the captain, can't carry the penalty, can't do everything. Like I'm sure he thinks he can. I'm sure most fans think he can, but like he's got to take somewhat of a break. Like there's no reason why Panarin or Mika or Fox or whoever can't be the driving force of the power play right now.
Yeah, they have to be. They were. That's what was so frustrating. We've seen them. We know they could do it. I mean, they were moving around before. I just feel like, look at old power plays and figure it out. I mean, it's got to happen sooner rather than later.
I mean, even you guys keep talking about, and I hear analysts saying it, Gavrikov is freeing up Fox. Well, he ain't doing much 5-on-5 either, point-wise. He's got to wake up a little bit. He's got to make some plays.
Yeah, they all do.
They're defending well, so I mean that part of it's good. But you're right. I mean, and this
no, trust me, I'm not complaining, but they need to. I'm confident it's going to break. I don't know how many games. I'm not saying when it's going to break, but
I know
I'm confident that they're
that's
doing
what I was saying
good.
earlier. Like at a certain point, like it's got to break, or it's the lack of finishing or finishers.
Well, I mean,
but
it's
the power
recency
play's got to
bias.
work.
I mean, they're the best team in the NHL right now on the road. They scored against Edmonton. They scored against Seattle. They even scored goals against the Sharks that night. Like, and Schneider, I said it last episode. Schneider even said it. When they play that way, that's when they lose focus on the defense. So they got to find a way to score 3 goals, 3 goals, and win games 3-1, 3-2.
Yep, you can see that's the way.
PJ, correct me if I'm wrong. The year they won the President's Trophy, I think they had a lot better record on the road than home.
They did. I mean, they've been pretty much better. They have had.
Did I?
And same with Gallant in 22.
I don't remember what I did this morning.
I'm just saying, PJ is going to say the same thing.
No, they definitely have been a road team like the last 3 or 4 years more than home.
Yeah, because we used to debate a lot that, Ed, you used to say a lot, and we talked about because their family's there, they're more focused on their family. And again, I'm not knocking that, but it's definitely a factor.
And there's
When you're on the
pressure to
road,
play
you're
in
thinking
front of
about
them.
just hockey.
There's pressure to play at MSG for the Rangers right now for whatever reason. We always joke around about it, but like every other team is excited to come play in MSG. But like it's hard to play against your home fans, and for whatever reason, the Rangers are finding an easy time to do it on the road. I mean, there's Ranger fans everywhere, but they're having there's just less pressure. There's no other way to put it. It's a mental thing. It's always a mental thing. You can always trace it back to that. I mean, these guys, they're good hockey players. They're very talented hockey players. You just add the mental part of it. That's where shit goes south.
And I was about to say the same thing. Teams always are excited and get up for. I mean, I feel like they never have an easy game at home, or rarely, because the other team is always pumped to play there.
Well, it's called the world's most famous arena for a reason. I mean, you're telling me Celebrini and Will Smith couldn't wait to play that game. As 19, 20, 20, whatever, however old they are, they couldn't wait to play that game. Come to the Garden, the facilities,
big
New York
city.
Everything, dude. Like, that's the hard part about playing for the Rangers is like everyone wants to beat you. Like, you know,
it's true. Majority of their
All right,
stinkers.
so let's get into the stars of the week.
You want to do fantasy 150 first? Or stars of the week? Okay. I'll just do a quick fantasy 150, then we'll finish up with stars and upcoming schedule.
Do it.
It worked. So Mikey didn't have time to record, but he did send in for all those fantasy members some players to add for this week. First guy he had was Jake DeBrusk of the Canucks. He's playing second line versus power play with them. He had a slow start to the year, but once Pettersson gets going, which he has done lately, he should get more points. He says he's only 22% owned in Yahoo leagues. Second player he has is Scott Lawton. He says he was always a fringe player because Philly wasn't good, but he should see more offensive productivity with the Leafs. And he said historically he's one of the bigger shorthanded point threats, which is always a big swing category of your fantasy leagues. And he's only 2% owned in Yahoo. He said as far as players having good weeks and bad weeks, he said Pettersson, who we alluded to earlier in the DeBrusk, is having a bad week. He only had 2 assists, was a -3 in 4 games. He needs to be more of a point per game player, or at a certain point, you're not going to be able to leave him on your roster. But he said another player, if you can grab him, probably not available, but the one hot player this week was Cutter Gauthier of the Ducks. 5 goals and 4 assists, including 4 power play points in his last 4 games. He's got 10 goals in 12 games this season. And he's been the center of that offense for the Ducks, who seem to be scoring in bunches. So he said to snap up as many Ducks players on the waiver wire as you can because they are scoring a ton. And he promises he will be back soon to record, so you don't have to see me or cousin Ed read this. He can do his fancy videos with his Bruins jerseys behind him. And that's your fantasy 150 for this week.
That was close to 150, I think.
Yeah, but now that he's telling all of us, everybody in our league's a listener, so now they know all the tricks. He's got to just tell us.
Well, you got to listen to his reports, and then you can take his advice. I know cousin Ed said that he took the guy Heineman from last week, that one of his guys he sent the screenshot. He picked him up that week right afterwards.
I told Mikey to listen, my partner over there, so hopefully he's keeping us afloat.
There you go. Well, let's hit the stars of the week.
Well,
here.
now you know cousin Ed just picked up all those guys he just mentioned. So,
yeah.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Everyone get to your phones quick before cousin Ed listens to this tomorrow.
Yeah, get there quick. All right, stars of the week, boys. All right, stars of the week presented by Suter.
got a nice little Halloween card from Meg and her sister. Very nice of Meg to send out a little trick or treat card.
Always
He's the best.
And they're the most thoughtful people. I gotta have one of those cookies. They almost look too good to eat. Like you don't want to eat it because it looks so nice. I know you had that Doghouse cookie just never eaten for a while there, right? She made that one year.
No, I have one still.
They last a very long time in that vacuum seal wrapping that they do. Coach, I cut you off, but this segment is sponsored by Suter Sweet Treats. Check them out on Instagram at Suter Sweet Treats. You could order their cookies or any of their treats on their Instagram right now, and I think on their Etsy page. But they had to temporarily close their brick and mortar location in Tennessee there. So yeah, they're going through some personal stuff right now, but they will definitely fulfill your orders if you guys need anything for a party or a special event. Like PJ's alluding to, they make outstanding cookies. They've made a ton of stuff for our podcast. But they also do like I just said, kids events, birthdays, whatever theme you want. So reach out to them. If you can't find them, reach out to us and we'll send you over there. But PJ, I know they're behind on some episodes, but I'm sure once Meg and Michelle catch up, they will ask me for your address and they'll send you something. They're that thoughtful. So without a doubt, support them because they've always supported us. So if you're listening, please head on over to @Suiters Sweet Treats on Instagram.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to eat one of those. That would be what a surprise that would be. But I'm not going to make them send me anything. If anything, I'll go pay for some because I love cookies.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
So let's get into it. We have the MVP of the week. We'll start with you, Coach.
I got to give it to JT, just carrying the team with those 2 overtime goals. Having to deal with the press, I think he's doing a great job. And like I said, those 2 OT goals. He had a good game in Vancouver as well. Carried it right into the West Coast trip.
Yeah, I'll double down on that one for all the same reasons.
Yeah, you had me too. A hat trick for Miller there. Yeah, his OT just attacking. I mean, scored a gorgeous goal. I jumped out of my chair, and then the play he made to Cooley too, just awesome stuff. And I just love his post games and his accountability, his leadership too. It's been a breath of fresh air to kind of him to say what we're all thinking, and kind of I imagine the same things are going on behind the scenes. So it's good to see. I mean, him and Sullivan, I think he had mentioned it, or Sullivan had mentioned it, they speak daily, and they're constantly just bouncing ideas off each other. So it's nice to have everyone on the same page for once.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Key contributor award. We'll start with you, Little Ed, this time.
Key contributor was tough. I mean, I feel like everyone's kind of trying to do what they can. But I'm going to go with Lava. I mean, he's just continuing to just stand out and just do the right things. Kind of like we keep saying that everyone else has to do. The little things, just put in the effort. He's just causing things to happen every single shift. He's noticeable every single shift. So,
yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. That's what I was going with. It got bumped up for a reason. I mean, his goal in Seattle was like a coach's dream. Just if you watch the whole play, him making a play defensively, passing it, and just running to the net, and as he's falling over, taking a hit, just chipping it in, and yeah, he's awesome.
So now we know what your highlight play is going to be too.
Actually, it wasn't, but that was an awesome goal. I love to see it. But
it was nice.
You could see he is becoming that pain to play against. Like other players just don't expect. He's relentless defensively, especially. And I think these players just like, it's like, get away from him. He's like a little gnat. And I think they've needed a guy like him. And he just seems to get better and better every week. And it's really, really exciting. Not sure he'll ever go down at this point. Coach?
I'm going with Eddie's boy, Johnny Brudzinski.
Johnny B.
I thought he was electric on that breakaway goal. I put that goal in. Talk about confidence. He put that goal in with confidence. He was also part of that goal in Seattle. He got the assist on the Gabrikov goal where he got it behind the net, pushed it behind the net, kept going, walked it around, got it to the point, D to D, and they got the goal. I just think he's a good catalyst, great attitude. If you guys had a chance, I don't know if you saw it on MSG Shorts, He had little one-on-one with Will Cooley because they both played a lot in the AHL, the Wolfpack. So they're kind of buddies. It was an interesting little interview, like 15 minutes long. It was cool. And he's just a great teammate. Up or down, he's not dressed. He's dressed. He's always there, does the right thing, and he makes the best of every minute.
Yeah, it feels like every time he comes back in, he does something good. If any of the Panarin or Mika or Laffy got that breakaway, they were not scoring that.
Yeah, I know.
All right, we'll go to the Coach's Ed Doghouse to finish it up. All right, I'll start. Actually, Cousin Ed, this is the only thing he gave me other than his prediction for the upcoming schedule. He wasn't, I guess, willing to give any positives for some reason. He went with Laffy and Panarin in his doghouse this week. What'll let?
Yeah, definitely Panarin for me. I had Laffy in last week, but I think that was just out of frustration. So I'm just going to take him out to keep his thoughts positive and give him a warm bed tonight. But Panarin is definitely staying in the backyard for a little while. He's got to figure his shit out.
Coach?
Yeah, I got Brett in there. Laffy, I think, is playing pretty good. So I know Cuz doesn't want to hear it, but he wants to see goals. But Brett's got to be putting the puck in the net. At least Laffy's playing the rest of the game pretty good.
I don't like Laffy's body language, but yes, like Coach Ed said, if you actually watch Laffy play and take the thought out of your mind of him being a top overall pick, he plays good hockey. But yes, he has to put the puck in the net. I just don't like his body language and expressing the frustrations. PJ, go ahead.
No, I agree. I mean, I agree with you about Laffy. He's doing the little things we want. So it could just be for him, obviously the confidence, but it could just be him focusing on the defense because it's something he never really did. And I think maybe when he drops a few, hopefully he gets confident. But I'm just doing the whole power play unit in my doghouse because they're hurting the team. I mean, I know they're getting chances. We alluded to it and we talked about it ad nauseum, but for me, they're hurt. They got to score. It's enough. Like at a certain point, 4 goals and almost 40 opportunities. It's unacceptable for that talent.
I think PJ is officially part of the show. Putting a unit or some kind of like multiple people at once in the doghouse. I think you're officially part of the show.
I feel honored. All right. Well, we'll finish it up with the upcoming schedule, sponsored by Sorrento's of Long Beach.
What about highlight play?
Oh, I almost forgot. Well,
we skipped highlight play.
Skipped highlight play. Excuse myself there. Let's go back. Highlight play of the week. I guess I will start. I'm going Miller's OT winner because
you gotta.
It has to be. It's just an electric play at a big moment at the tap off that comeback. I felt so good after that game and so relieved.
Well, Coach obviously has something good. Otherwise, he wouldn't have reminded you. So, what does he got?
I got to make Cousin Ed shake his head. You know that. I'm going with my boy Schneids. Going to the net hard. I don't know. Was that the tying goal in Edmonton?
It was a second goal to cut the deficit.
Second goal. Oh, Radish had the tie, right?
Correct.
I mean, I just love the whole play. Cooley going to the net hard, the whole dynamic of the play that we want Cooley to do. Schneider joining it, turning on a little offense, burying the puck, not hitting the goalie in the chest. Bang. We needed that goal. Gave the Rangers a little more momentum to tie it. It was just a good play. I mean, I'm not disliking your choices, but I wanted to switch it up a little.
I like it. It spurred that comeback for sure. Finally got one.
I mean, just think if they didn't come back that game, what would have been the your mindset and Cousin Ed's mindset?
Both those games. That's why Miller got the MVP, in my opinion. If they didn't win those 2 games, we would be singing a much even worse tune than we are right now.
They needed it. Yeah.
All right, now let's go to the
Upcoming schedule,
Upcoming
sponsored by
schedule.
Sorrento's of Long Beach. Go get your food.
Ooh.
I know it's only a matter of time before we get the pictures of Little Ed or Mark or Coach with their spread or whatever else they bought.
I haven't been
Little
at
Ed.
Sorrento's in like a week and a half. They had on Instagram the Italian hero the guy's making. Oh,
I thought you were
God.
gonna say like a month.
Check them out on Instagram.
Yeah, man. Sorrento's. Shout out to Steve, the owner, and everybody that works over there. Terrence always taking care of us. Mark was in there the other day. He sent me a picture of the deli counter. If you're in Long Beach or anywhere on Long Island, it's worth the trip. Go check them out. You could take food home for dinner. You can grab some pizza while you're there, whatever, or sit down and enjoy a nice meal. So yeah, shout out to Sorrento's. Everything top down is just delicious.
Let me tell you something. Dominic will appreciate this comment. There's not a thing in that place that I've eaten that isn't really good. From the deli counter, in the restaurant, anything. Even the mushrooms look pretty good.
I knew you were going to say
Not that I would eat them, but they look really good.
Well, you can't get a better endorsement than that, I guess. But so your upcoming schedule, the Rangers have the Detroit Red Wings on Friday on the road, followed by a back-to-back Saturday at home versus the Islanders. Thankfully, the Islanders also play Friday, so they're not stuck there playing a rested team. And then Monday, they're back at home again versus the Predators. So let me recap last week. We all actually did pretty well. I went 3-0, and everyone else went 2-1. So everyone did pretty well, like I said last week. The updated standings are Little Ed in first, 7-5. Cousin and I are tied for second at 6-6, and Coach Ed is in the rears at 5-7.
Wow, I'm hanging in there. I didn't think I was going to be still in the lead after this week, but all right, good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. I'll start with Cousin Ed's first. He's going loss, win, which I find interesting considering the home record and the road record, but I guess he's flipping the script. We'll start with we'll go to you next, Coach.
I'm going 3-0 again.
Yeah, I was going to say I hate to do that back to back, but I can't pick them losing any of these games. They got to find a way to beat these bubble teams, and the Predators are very low right now. The Islanders, they just got to bully them and keep Schaefer off the sheet there. Yeah, man, I'm going 3-0 also. Why not?
I would love that. I'll be at Hirsch's actually on Friday for his little housewarming. I've never seen his new house, so we're going to watch the game together. So hopefully, they do get a win. So I'm going to go for vibes. I'm going to say a win there. I'm going to say a win at home versus the Islanders just because they're freaking due to win one. And I'm just going to say in Rangers Classic, after two good wins like that, they're going to take the Predators for granted on Monday. It just seems like sometimes those Western Conference teams that
if they lose to Predators, we're going to have another low episode next week.
Oh, I know. I feel like it's always coming into the podcast they have to lose. Give us some excitement coming in. I was so excited after the road trip. I was
Hirsch. I want Hirsch to get a video of you jumping off the chair. I want Hirsch to get a video of you jumping off the chair when Mika scores on the one-timer on the power play.
All right, you heard it, Hirsch. Yeah, I forgot it's Hirsch's birthday on Friday too. So happy early birthday to him. So
happy birthday, Hirsch.
Happy birthday, Hirsch.
Hirsch, I bet you PJ doesn't forget Morrow's birthday.
Oh man, they put it out. Harper put it out the other week, last week, but I don't think he's only got 1 or 2 points down there, so it's not great to see, if I'm going to be honest. But I still think this team could use another puck mover, whether it's him or someone else on D. I know the D's playing pretty well overall, but I'm still hoping for some kind of push. I just feel like there's not enough points from the back end that they need. But that's another discussion for another day.
All right,
I think
fellas.
we got to focus on the front end, but yes, we'll tune in next week and see what we got in the next 3 games.
Again, once the offense goes well with the forwards, that opens up opportunities for the D. So all these things coincide, play off of each other.
Yep. Like we said before, I think it's all predicated on the power play too. If they score a few power play goals, I just think they're going to finally score more of those top guys off 5-on-5, and the rest will just take care of itself. So it starts there for me.
I'm with it,
Okay.
man. I'm with it. Let's stay positive, everybody. Stay the course. Focus on the positives and the little things in the game. And yeah, let's go Rangers. Shout out to all of our fans tonight that stuck with us live. Shout out to all of our fans tomorrow that's listening back or in the next week listening back to the audio. Go check out the video on YouTube. If you're not subscribed on YouTube, please do. When we reach 500 subscribers, a $200 gift certificate will be given out to one lucky fan. And yeah, we didn't mention that the Little Ed's Workshop sponsors the Fantasy 150. So yeah, definitely go on, check out Little Ed's Workshop. Got a lot of good stuff going on right now. A lot of good orders. So thank you everyone for that.
Did I see that you made some shirts for the Devil State of Mind? Did they gave you a shout out on Twitter? I saw today.
Yeah, so no, we didn't make any shirts yet,
On
but we
Instagram,
launched
too.
Neil's merch store on Lindsay and I's website. So if you're a Devils fan or if you know anyone's a Devils fan and supports the Devil State of Mind podcast, you can go head on over to our I don't have the website off the top of my head right now. I'm sorry. It's armoriso.square.site, I believe. And you can check out Neil's merch store. So Rangers Ed merch store is technically up there also. None of the Rempy shirts or the funny shirts are up there yet, but we'll work on that next.
Sounds good. Yeah, like
Great
you said,
job.
if that really helps us put together the production you see on the YouTube side and the clips and everything, it makes it easier for us. So we really appreciate it if you can.
For sure.
All right,
All right,
guys.
fellas, great job.
More wins, more positivity, and then more goals and wins at home. I think everyone will be breathing a little better.
Yep, let's go Rangers.
Let's do
All
it,
right, go
boys.
Rangers. Good night, everybody.
We're playing. Good night, boys. Love you guys.
Love you guys.